Alright, we're continuing. This is January 2010. This is going to be part 2. 16. I don't want to do that. 30. Alright, here we go. Blah, blah, blah. And sometimes they get the easiest questions, and then sometimes they get the hardest questions. What is n? So it's going to solve for n, divide by p, divide by p. I mean, you cannot get any easier than that. R over p, choice 4. God, what a joke. We'll do the test. Alright, so this is the function, and then really, what we're going to do, what they're telling you is that a is going to be negative now. But they're also telling you a is going to be a negative fraction, smaller than 1. So first of all, it's definitely coming down, but it's not going to be bigger than 1, which means it's going to be wider. So it's coming down, and it's going to be wider. So, like if a was negative 2, it would be this answer. This would be like if a was equal to negative 2. This would be a if it equals positive 2, and this would be like a equals a half, or something like that. Actually, in this case, it's 1/3. But this is definitely the answer right here. Kind of a tough question. Which relation represents a function? Remember, we're looking for no repeating x values. So 0, 2, 6, 0. Negative 7, 2, 6, 6, double 6s, double 7, double 0s, 6, negative 3, 1, 6, negative 6, negative 3. So this is the one that was have no repeating x values. Alright. Next one. X represents student score on a test, and Y represents the number of incorrect answers a student received on the same test. X represents the student's score. So let's just think about this for a second. X is the score, and Y is the number wrong answers. So really what this is saying is as Y gets bigger, X should get smaller. As Y gets bigger, because as I make more mistakes, more wrong answers on the Y-axis, then my score goes down. So I'm looking for a negative correlation. Negative correlation. I just did not spell that correctly. So I'm looking for a negative correlation. I'm looking for a negative slope. And look, if I have a lot of mistakes, the number of wrong answers here, then I get a lower test score. If I got very few wrong answers, like maybe one wrong answer, I get this high test score. So this is the answer. Boy, that was a tricky question. I guess that's why they put that n equals PR, or that silly question was earlier. You have to remember, when you multiply, you add exponents. So 3 cubed times 3 to the 4th is really equal to 3 to the 7th. Now, if you can't test that on your calculator, there is something dramatically wrong with you. How would you do that? Okay, I know you're asking. For those that are dramatically crazy, 3 cubed times 3 4th equals. And then I check 3 3's 7th. So what I thought was my answer. Same answer. Done. Which point lies on that point? There's a couple of different ways to do it. You can just sub in. It's probably the easiest way. Or I can solve this. 4y equals 2x divided by 4. I get y equals 2 over 4x. And I can graph that on my graphing calculator. Type in 2 over 4 is just a half, so 0.5x. I clearly could have just put 2 over 4x, but 2 over 4 is a half. And there's the line. I'll go to my table, menu, table. And let's see, 1/2 is in there. Let's see, 1/2. How about -2, -1? Looks like -2, -1 is in there. Well, that looks like a possibility. How about -2, 1? Well, -2, 1's not in there. How about -1, -2? -1, -2. Nope. And 1, 2. 1, 2. So it looks like this is the right answer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the other way to do it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually sub in this stuff here. So for y, I'll put the -1. So 4 times -1 minus 2 times -2. Well, 4 times -1 is -4. -2 times -2 is +4. And does that equal 0? Of course it does. So there's my answer. 22. Incorrectly factors the expression that is the difference of two perfect squares. Well, difference of two perfect squares means one's plus, one's minus. Those don't make any sense. So these have plus, minus, but the parentheses have to match exactly. 2x, 2x, 3y, 3y. These don't, so here's your answer. Which ordered pair is the solution of this? Ooh, man. Well, again, I can graph that 2x plus 2. So what I will do is backspace. It's less than. So I'll choose less than. And then 2x 2x plus 2. And then I'll graph it. What's the other one? Greater than or equal to -x minus 1. So tab button. Greater than or equal to -x minus 1. So the solution is going to be off in this area right over here. So I have to find the points of less. It's going to be over there somewhere. So which order pairs in the solution? So 0, 3. 0, 3. Nope. 2, 0. 2, 0 right there. Looks like 2 zeros. Probably, this is a good point. This looks like a good one. -1, 0. -1, 0. That's where they intersect, and a lot of kids are going to pick that one, but that's not, because notice this is a dotted line. So if I want to hand on it with a dotted line. So, and this is solid. So a dotted line means it can't be that one. No. -1, -4. -1, -4 is down here somewhere. So it doesn't make any sense. So this is the right answer. Now I can check that as well, of course. What I'll do is I'll put the 0 in for y, less than 2 times 2 plus 2. That's 4 plus 2, which is 6. So 0 is less than 6. I can do it here too. 0 greater than or equal to -2 minus 1. Well, -2 minus 1 is -3. And 0 is greater than -3. Okay. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is type this in my calculator. I'm going to get this right. 6 squared to 50. 6 square roots of 50 plus 6 square roots of 2 plus 6 square roots of 2. Oh, it gave it to me. It gave me the answer. Unless the calculators won't do that. I don't think your calculator will do it. Certainly won't do it in test mode. For decimal point. This is what your calculator should give you. 50.9117. 50.9117. And you saw that if I type all these into the calculator, type this in the calculator, that'll be the answer. But let's see how you get it. Let's remind ourselves how you get that regularly. Let me delete this. Okay, so I'm going to write 6 square roots of. There's nothing to do with this one. This is square roots of 2. By the way, these ones here just designs threw you off. Oh yeah, I just add those in 3rd grade. Not in 3rd grade. 50 is 25 times 2. We've done this before. What is the square root of 25? it's 5. So I get 30 here, 30 square root of 2, plus 6 square root of 2. And once they have the same radical, then you can add them. 30 square root of 2 plus 6 square root of 2 is 36 square root of 2. Here we go, it's sum. We don't have a common denominator, so just add the numerators. 3x squared plus 1x squared is 4x squared, and we don't change the denominator, x minus 2. And you should test that on your calculator. I mean, take 2 and stow it into x. And then type the original one. 3x squared over x minus 2. Control division. 3x squared over x minus 2. We're summing, so we're going to add. Control division. X squared over x minus 2. And you get, oh, undefined. Why is it undefined? Because you can't use 2. So we have to use 3. Let's do 3. We still x. That's a good thing here, right? So we can't use 3. Or we can't use 2 because the denominator is undefined, so you can't do that. So we'll do this. I want to retype that, so go up here, enter, and I get 36. So I'm going to type 3 and I get 36. And my answer is 4x squared. 4x squared over x minus 2. And that's 36. And that's an easy way to check it. And I'm going to remind people here, check the calculator. Check this. The watch. Watch the calculator check on this. Hopefully you watched it. Alright, parallel lines have the same slope. This one I have to figure out what the slope is, so I'm going to do 2x minus 4y equals negative 16. Now I don't like, having negative y, so I'm going to do this over here and this over here. So 2x plus 16 equals 4y. So 12 by 4. So there's my slope. 2 over 4 is the same as 1/2, right? So I need to find a parallel line to that, so I need to find a line that has a slope of positive 1/2, and there she is. Algebra expression, no equal sign at all. There it is. No equal sign at all. That was a gimme. We do this cross multiply. Put these in parentheses. So negative 3 times x minus 2 equals x times x plus 2. Now this is a really hard question for 2 points. I think the easiest way probably is just take negative 2, stow it into x, check it. Doesn't work. Try negative 3, stow it into x. It doesn't work, check it. But we're going to do it the right way. Negative 3x plus 6 equals x squared plus 2x. Everything's got to come to this side because your x squared is positive. So I'll add 3x and also subtract 6. So I get x squared plus 5x minus 6 equals 0. So that's x plus 6, x minus 1. So your two answers are negative 6 and positive 1. So it's this choice. And so the way I'm going to check it real quick just to show you is I'm going to take negative 6 and I'm going to stow it into x. And if it works, really that's only negative 6 in it, so it works. So we'll take negative 6, stow it into x, and we'll type in x plus 2 over x minus 2. X plus 2 over x minus 2 equals negative 3 over x. Well, it keeps doing that. Negative 3, whatever. X. Hopefully it says true. It says true, so I know negative 6 is one of my answers. So I can just pick that choice 4. 2 left. How many square inches of wrapping paper are needed to entirely cover a box that is 2 inches by 3 inches by 4 inches? It's a box, guys, so you gotta be careful. 2 inches by 3 inches by 4 inches. This is not volume. This is surface area. And the formula for surface area. Surface areas are 2 of the fronts, or 2 length heights, 2 of the sides, 2 length widths, and 2 of the top and bottom. So 2 plus 2, I don't know, width heights or whatever the heck it is. So, but anyway, the front is 6, the back is 6, so that's 12. This left side's 12. That right side, left and right side are both 12, so that's 24. And then the top is 2 by 4, that's 8, and the bottom's 8, 8 made is 16. It's 40, 52. We're going to plug into the formula, or just use your Kanagin. Not causal, not casual. This stands for causal. One thing causes another. If the length of the edge of a cube and the volume of the cube. Well, does the length of the cube cause the volume to change? Yes, it does. The distance traveled and the time spent driving. Well, if you drive more distance, you spend more time. The age of a child and the number of siblings a child has. So, as you grow older, do you get more siblings? Sometimes. The number of classes taught in the school and the number of teachers employed. So if you have a lot more classes, you need a lot more teachers. So that really, the child can be 10 years old and have no brothers and sisters. The child can be 10 years old and have 6 brothers and sisters. So clearly that has nothing to do with one or the other. Just doesn't have. Okay, that's the end of part 2.